All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's daily brief. Woohoo! It's Thursday. Everybody knows what Thursdays are. It's the Baby Powder Report coming live from Thailand. In the house is Julian. Actually, I see a big smile on his face, so it looks like he's super
Yeah,
stoked.
extra special baby powder report today with
Hey, there he
cooling
is.
function.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Morning, everybody.
Strap on your seatbelts. We'll be with you shortly, Julian. If I'm not mistaken, actually, we have a really cool special report here today. And we got to make sure that we have the right screen share on. Alex, are you sort of managing that? I just saw Julian pop on the screen there.
Yep. Wanted to
Perfect.
give the community some nice Julian smile.
All right. Yeah. Well, he's got a big smile. No doubt about that. So, yeah. Speaking of which, we probably should go through introductions and all that to get everybody all attuned. We've got Alex driving the bus here. So as you probably saw there just a moment ago off of the YouTube page, he's managing the show. So how you doing this morning, Alex?
I'm pretty good. I guess I got to prepare some more baby powder jokes for the following weeks. But apart from that, I can't complain, I guess.
All right. Sounds good. And we also have a special treat too. One of our site members has found a really cool tool that we wanted to bring to your attention. Miguel, Mr. as the icon says for him on Google here. But anyway, how you doing this morning, Miguel?
I'm doing fine, Brian. Thank you.
Good. So while I'm just sort of blabbing away here, maybe just test out your screen share, make sure that you can present the information that you wanted to present to the community.
We already tested with Alex. Should be fine. Yep.
Excellent. Okay, good to hear. Awesome. I see Sjord's in the house. Hey, Sjord. I don't know whether you want to add anything to the conversation today, but always open to get your input. So I think we got a pretty cool action-packed episode here for you today. So I think the plan, Alex, was that we were going to start off with Miguel's presentation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So trial by fire. Here we go. I will click on Mr.'s icon here. I see a black screen right now. Maybe you can.
Okay. Should I just share it? So.
Yeah, I think you're. There you go. Awesome. Way
yeah, it's visible, the sheet. So.
Yep.
Hello, everyone.
So I will put myself on mute. Enjoy. Take your time. There's no hurry. Tell us what's on your mind here.
Okay, so I'm not super versed in APIs, or I'm not a programmer or anything, but I managed to get this Nomics API. It's a crypto API service to work. And I've tried some others in the past. And the problem is that with the free subscriptions, they limit the number of calls you can make to the API. So they limit the number of times you can grab data from them. So this one is pretty cool because in the free subscription, which is free for non-commercial use, you have unlimited API calls. So I thought, since this can be kind of a robust solution, you can set up quickly in a Google Sheet. It can be useful for even those of us who are not very computer versed. I'll just go and show you a couple of examples of what you can do with this. Maybe Brian can grab the link to the sheet. The sheet should be visible to anyone with the link, so you can just make a copy for yourself on your Google Drive.
All right. Where did you put the link in the lounge?
No, I'll put it now in the Google Hangout.
And is it dangerous for us to be showing your API key like that?
No, I made a new one just for the purposes of this presentation. So I have my own one. But anyway, you can't do much with this API key. This API key is just to get one, you go to the Nomics website and you put your email, you sign up, and they will give you an API key for your own use.
Okay.
You can't do much. The only thing you can do with this API key is grab data from Nomics. So it's kind of a harmless, even if you want to use this sheet or grab this API key. I don't know. There's no harm possible.
And I suppose people who are using Joey's crypto trading research workbook, maybe this might be a way for them to also get data off of Joey's site.
Yeah, I remember when we were in level 1 and Joey came up with the sheet and stuff that it was a bit of a problem or at least a lot of information was manually input.
Yeah.
I did come up with a dirty solution, which was to go to CoinMarketCap to the website and grab data from there, from the tables of data that they have, and it was working. But well, it's much faster and much more reliable, and you can get much more data.
Alex D says Joey also uses the API. Is this the same API, Alex B? So maybe they're connected. He was using Coin
Paprika, which I don't know.
So well, anyway, the point that I just make is Joey just put together this monster spreadsheet that's just sicker than sick. And if you're having problem with API calls and getting data, maybe Miguel's solution here might be a great workaround, like you said, this sort of unlimited calls.
This would plug in great. It would be a great way to feed data into a sheet like Joey's. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Please continue.
Okay. So
and remember, I'm not a computer guy, so you're gonna have to really dumb this down and just make it really simple for old timers like Brian to understand.
Okay, so the first thing you need to do is to get your own API key for free by going to the Nomics website. It's up here, the link, and register with your email, and they will send you the API key. The API key looks like this large number here on this cell B3. Okay. So it's again, it's free with unlimited calls for non-commercial use. So for our own private use, it should be okay. You do have to attribute credits to Nomics, which is why I put the link here. It's not a referral link or anything. It's just a link to their website. So the other link you have here at the top is the API documentation. So this takes you down the rabbit hole of all the things the API can do. So if you want to expand on the functionality that you have here, well, you can just go to the API documentation, see what fields you could, what data you could retrieve, and within that data, what could be interesting for your particular use. So there's a lot
of.
Do
they have fundamental data there, or is it just all price and technical data?
We can have a look at this.
I mean, I suppose we can snoop around later on and sort of dig into it all.
Just to give you a quick overview, you have here a free data. You have currency sticker, so it will give you things like market cap, maximum supply, etc. So some fundamentals.
Cool. Yeah.
Then the markets per exchange and per base and quote currencies. You can grab prices based on for a certain timestamp, and then it has also candle data if you want, and volume data.
Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I would like to be able to create like sort of most active volume scans and stuff. So that's kind of cool.
well, now that you mentioned volume, another place where you can do really cool things with volume, it's the TradingView screener, crypto screener. It can give you volume increases over a certain time frame, relative volumes relative to all the, for example, all the coins out. What was the traded volume in the last 24 hours with respect to the total volume, the maximum supply of that coin, for example. So there's, but well, that's another story.
Yeah, and remember too, guys, like we can't really publish this on the TRI site. This is going to have to be your own sort of workbooks privately. And I see they have the little commercial tab, and I'm almost afraid to see what their prices are for commercial. So we don't have to go into that today. Let's just talk about private use. But very cool information.
So I prepared only a couple of examples. Okay, so the first one. So if you want to use this sheet, this template that I made, you're free to copy it, of course, for your copy it to your own Google Drive, and you put here your API key, and there's a couple of examples you can see on the cell here. So for example, to get markets, which is cool if you want to just grab markets for a certain exchange to create a list for TradingView, for example, or if you want to compare or flag markets which are available on Binance and Bittrex, which for me was useful, for example, because I'm tired of Bittrex and I'm moving my funds out of there. So whatever coins are trading on Binance, I want to move funds out. So you just, in the API query, you put here exchange equals Binance. The API server URL for this query is this one that's here in cell B5. That builds this API query URL that's on cell B6. And voila, you get this list of pairs trading on Binance, starting on cell A6. So yeah. So yeah, then. So this is just a very basic use. So if you would go here and say, well, I don't want Binance, I want Bittrex, then it would just grab the data, and there you have it. And then easily you could, on these on another column, build the text for a TradingView list that you could then import, for example. So that's one use. If you would like to get prices, for example, then you could grab, you want prices for ETH. You would have to change the API server URL. So basically the way this works is for depending on the data you want, you have to go to the documentation and see what query you could put here, which is basically your filter, and your API server URL, which is basically where you are grabbing the raw data from. So one thing has to match the other. As you saw, when I put currency equals ETH and I had the API server URL for markets, I wasn't getting prices. Now it's correct, I'm getting prices. So this is the USD price for ETH, converted from Japanese yen. So yeah, I'm sure there's people much more knowledgeable than me who can help you on the site. I don't know, Alex Bejan, etc. So I just thought this could be interesting for someone not so advanced with these things, and that could be useful to share it. And that's about it.
Cool. Alex B says this is a simple and very powerful method, and you can use this method to query any API. So yeah, I think it's a really cool little tool you built here. I've gone and made a copy, so I've got my copy. Thank you very much, sir. Totally appreciate that.
Very welcome.
Is there anything else you wanted to show the audience?
No, that's it. That's it. I didn't have anything else prepared, basically because I don't know much more. But
good.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
And this is what I absolutely love about this community. This 1 + 1 = 3. We all, yes, we might have the same ideas, but we all look at the world slightly different, and we all have slightly different perspectives. So let's all work together as one big happy family to try and see, all these different perspectives and build tools to help us be better traders. So totally awesome. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you for the opportunity.
I beg your pardon? Sorry?
Thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit my grain of sand.
Yeah, and we broke your cherry, so now you'll be on here once a week telling us what API fun stuff you got in store for us. And this should be a message to everybody. Like Miguel just basically said, "Hey, Brian, I got this really cool tool I'll put together. I'd love to share it with the community. Can I come on the Daily Brief?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's do this." So anybody here that feels as though that they can bring value to the table, really, I'm open ears. And if it makes us all better traders, then why not? So thank you so much, Miguel. Great stuff.
Thank you, Brian.
Totally appreciate it. And Alex B, if you do the write-up today, I don't know, can we include this Google Doc link in that write-up? Are you okay with that, Miguel?
Oh, I'm 100% okay with that, for sure.
All right. And then, yeah, that's cool. Awesome, Alex. Thank you so much. Excellent. All right. So thank you very much, sir. Totally appreciate that. Thursdays we've penciled in. I would really like for the TRI team to all sort of work together to bring you new, as I said, different perspectives on a regular basis. And so we've taken the initiative over the past month or so to give one of the TRI partners, Julian, his moment in the sun every Thursday. I think we're calling this the Baby Powder Report now. Is that correct, Alex?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I love that. And Alex, before we got going, he's like, okay, now I have to sit and come up with baby powder jokes now. So that's great. But without further ado, Mr. Baby Powder, you've got the floor. This is your time to shine. I saw that you were super excited before we got going here today. We're all excited to hear from you. I heard that quite a few people on the site were pretty jazzed to hear that you've got your Baby Powder report all ready to go here today. So, Mr. Baby Powder, where do you feel like going first here today? Tell us the story. What's on your mind today?
Okay, thank you, Brian, for that illustrious introduction. I'm excited. I'm sure a lot of people on the site are excited. It was a pretty amazing week for Bitcoin. I thought I'd start it with this little picture of Bitcoin going through the roof, literally. I thought it was kind of funny. So it's going to be an exciting report because I feel like I've been talking about Bitcoin being bullish for the past like over a month now, and it's just kind of been sitting. And every week it's been like same story, and then finally we had like blast off. So that's a big part of the reason I'm really excited. I also tried a new type of baby powder. It was very helpful, so that also might be why I'm excited, but we won't go into that. We need to be we're professionals here, right?
But I see Joshua, man. He is so sick with these memes. He's already got one in the lounge that's making me just laugh.
It's all about less chafing. Oh my God. Oh, now I forgot what I was going to talk about. I wanted to talk about something before getting into the S&P 500.
All right, I'll shut up. I'll put myself on mute. Thank you, Joshua. I love how you make me smile every day. You're so fucking awesome, dude. All right, you've got the floor. Brian, shut up. All right, what's on your mind?
All right, so I'm gonna get to crypto. We're gonna just to just to preface it. We're gonna get to crypto. We're gonna talk a lot about crypto today.
Oh, wait
But
a
first, I
We
want
got
to.
our YouTube problem, yeah.
minute. YouTube's fucking us again.
What's wrong?
We have a YouTube problem. We're only seeing your icon. Oh, jeez.
Do you want me to stop sharing and then?
Can you like stop the screen share and then maybe start it again? Maybe that'll do it.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's see. Fingers crossed. Well, oh, okay. Well, damn it, son of a bitch. I'm fucking.
Is it working?
Nope. Yeah, we're good now.
Here we go. We got it.
It's okay.
We're showing on Julian's screen. Whew,
yeah, we're fine.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So before I remembered what I wanted to talk about. Before I get into the stock market, and again, we're going to talk more about crypto than the stock market. I'll run through the stock market really quickly. I wanted to, Sjoern, you know how everybody knows how Sjoern, does a report on what he's been doing on the site on Mondays. He thought it would be a good idea for me to kind of update you guys on what I'm doing on the back end on a weekly basis. So this week we had a lot of issues. I'm sure a couple of you have experienced it. I'm sorry about that with all the memberships expiring on April 1st. It was not an intentional April Fool's joke. I wish we could say it was, but it wasn't. And so I think I went through about a little over 100 support tickets between PMs and emails. So that was about 2 days of my week, just going through support to try to get you guys up and running again and get everything sorted out. So we do apologize for that. And I did my best to get everyone up and going again. The other thing I did is me and Brian, as I don't know if he's mentioned, we're working on finishing up the automation of level 2. So I transcribed all the questions for level 9 or week 9 and week 10 this week. And I updated the slideshow. Well, Brian updated it and made the questions and everything. He works really, really hard on it. It actually takes a lot of his time. You guys have no idea, especially when the audio doesn't work, right, Brian?
Well, just to get into like production quality, because in the past, basically the classes, I would just load it up and say, okay, everybody, let's just have a conversation. I like doing this, I like doing that, but this more automated process, everything has to be on the slides and it has to just be a walkthrough step by step. So to all intents and purposes, I basically had to redo the whole course from scratch. And so, yeah, it's extremely labor intensive. But
but you're kicking ass, and it's coming. I think it's coming out really well.
Yeah, well, the feedback and the good thing is we've got a level 2 program running right now. No pressure. Like it's with actually producing these videos. So, but the general feedback that I'm getting, we have a relatively small audience, so actually they're a good sort of test case. But the feedback that I'm getting is that the people really like the material, and it's the videos are well done. So I think on balance we're heading in a good direction.
Yeah, I agree.
But no doubt,
I also
labor intensive.
Yeah, for sure. We are working on finally. I don't know how many of you are aware of this, but TRI basically has done almost no marketing. Our biggest marketing was Brian doing an interview with Da Vinci that got something like 38,000 views on YouTube. We're finally working on trying to do a little marketing. So I've been working closely with one of the top 5 news websites in crypto. I'm not going to say the name right now. You guys will see it next week. So we're working on a very special interview and giveaway on their website. So that's a big project I'm working on with Norbert over. Oh, I said his name. Whoops. Okay. I'm not going to say any more about that. And then also, let's see, what else did I do? I did one other big thing. Man, I should have a list. Okay, I don't remember. Let's get to the stocks. I just wanted to do that little update just so you guys kind of know what I'm doing on the back end, and are aware of, we hired also a marketing guy to help us with a lot of marketing. And so me and Sjoern are both going to be working closely with him, and we've been in contact to really try to like kind of get the word out about TRI a little bit more than we have before. We really haven't ever pushed it because we didn't. I think, we didn't want to, and we felt like, at least I felt like the product wasn't there yet, and we finally feel like we're kind of getting there. So, yeah, that's about it. Next time I'll show my face. I think that would have been more interesting than the chart, maybe. Okay, so let's get to the stocks because I'm saying a lot and bumbling through this. Okay, so starting with S&P, I'm looking at it on a weekly time frame because again I wanted to just show that the 1330 EMA did cross bullishly. TRI does have a little trading portfolio. I don't think Brian. It's not on the current site anymore, is it? We ran it on the old site, and it was a fun little experiment.
What's that?
Sorry,
I didn't hear what you said. Can you say that one more time?
Do we still have the S&P 500 1330 EMA trading system? I don't think we put that back up yet, have we?
Yeah, I don't think no.
No, we gotta get that back up because it's an easy thing, and I think it's pretty good for people with like 401ks to trade the S&P. So we have a Google document that used to track all that. I think going back to like, what did we go? Did we go back to 2005? I think it was 2000 actually, 2000. And it showed if you just traded off the 1330 crosses on the weekly, you beat the stock market, the straight stock market returns by like 200% or something.
Well,
over like a 15-year period.
That's a really good example where maybe you just hop off when they cross bearishly, and the irony
right here
is a lot of the times when they cross back bullishly, it's basically the same level, but you just avoid all that headache. And you don't know, maybe the stock market collapses like 2007.
Exactly.
But in this particular case, this is what usually happens: is that they cross bearishly. Just saying, you know what, you maybe go buy a put option on your 401k just so you have insurance in case the whole damn thing falls apart, or you could always just cash. And then when they cross bullishly again, all right, you're getting the signal. It's okay to get back in.
Yes, exactly. And just to clarify, it's the 13 EMA and 30 MA, right, Brian?
Yeah, off of the weekly price chart. And I did
weekly price chart.
I did this study there was a gentleman on the site who was asking about this. And it's actually quite remarkable how you compare the 13 EMA and 30 SMA off the weekly charts versus the Golden Cross, Death Cross, which is 50 SMA and 200 SMA off of the daily charts. And the levels are almost identical. It's quite remarkable, really. So it's just a very slow trend identifying system that just keeps you out of trouble a lot of the times.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I've been showing on the site recently, I track all of the major markets using this simple model. What the hell is it? And we've been watching crypto here slowly turn the corner. Remember, we had that conversation about EOS about a month or two ago. And we just saw Litecoin cross. And of course, that's good. I'm a little concerned that maybe crypto's getting a little too bearish, considering a lot of these markets have not crossed bullishly yet. But it's an excellent sort of simple system just to identify what the prevailing trend is. Anyway, it works very well. But anyway, I don't want to take away from your thunder. Long and short of it here, the 13 EMA 30 SMA weekly signal turned bullish there looks like about 2 or 3 weeks ago, eh?
Yeah, I would say it confirmed last week on the 25th. Yeah, that's when you would get your full confirmation because this one was kind of iffy. So yeah, on the 1330 EMA, I'd say it's bullish. On the stochastic RSI, it was bullish back in the end of January already. Let's jump to
just before we leave that topic. Joshua just popped on the site the other day. Not Joshua, I beg your pardon, Benjamin. And Benjamin actually put together a script, and I don't know how he wrote the script. I don't know how it works, but he put together a script where all of the 13 EMA, 30 SMAs signals are generated off of this one sheet. And I don't know how many. I mean, there must be 100 or so cryptocurrencies on here, but it's just a simple barometer reading. Isn't that incredible? And I don't know, Joshua, Benjamin, I think I see you over there on YouTube. Is this based off of the weekly or is it just daily? If this was off of the weekly, that would be a really, really cool sort of overall trend identification tool. And he says there's 210 names on Trex. So, you know, it would be so cool if we could have a screen like this embedded on the site. And people can just quickly see, you know, sort of what the trends is. And you can notice there's a lot of green popping up here of late, eh? Isn't that cool? So sorry, total side derailment there of Julian's report. Please continue, sir. I apologize, but I just wanted to mention that.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And I mean,
okay.
Create like a screen for all of the broader markets too off of this. So. Shut up, Brian. Okay, I'm gonna put myself.
Any last words?
Nope,
no,
just shut
no
up,
last
Brian.
words.
Continue, please, with the baby powder report. You're doing a great job.
All right. Yeah, we're starting to get a little chafing here. Sorry, I make myself laugh. Okay, so I wanted to jump to the daily time frame of the SPY just really fast. Again, similar to the weekly, it still looks bullish to me. We had nice bullish divergence on the MACD here. Actually, we didn't have divergence because it's the same.
It's just a nice W. I mean, there's nothing wrong.
It's a nice W. Yeah, a W, not a divergence, just a W. And we had a breakout here, so it makes sense. It went higher. I don't see anything really that bearish here, but I also don't see a trade.
Did we pop back to Alex, or excuse me, Julian's screen there, Alex?
Oh, yes, we did.
Okay, it looks like it was just delayed. Sorry about
that. So I don't have any trade setups. It's bullish. That's about it. And the option, I always go over the options expiry and what I think is going to happen. It's actually really low volume this time around. I think anywhere between 285 and 290 is possible, with a, more likely us being, maybe closing in the 287 area up here. I always, when it's bullish, I always err on the higher side rather than the lower side, usually 1 point up from the middle. So that would be around 287 or so. I mean, I know our bottom's 285, so 286, 287. I don't want to, maybe 287, 288. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to trade this one. I have a trade strategy I use when I see this kind of stuff, but this is really oddly low volume and it's not close together at all. So I am not confident in where the market's going to end up tomorrow. So I'm not going to take any trades. I always like to go over GE. I don't have, if I can get another pop up to the 1024 area, I have set an alert. Not on TradingView, I use Robinhood. I set an alert if GE hits like 1025. I will likely take a short with a small stop. But I don't see anything that's a big deal here. It kind of already filled the gap down here, but not completely. And I don't like that the overall S&P 500 is bullish. So shorting here is maybe not the best idea. I have the alert. I'll reevaluate it when it happens. That's okay. So that's GE. I want to take a quick boo at Boeing. Boeing had a little bit of a W form here, but it's not the cleanest W. But we did have the breakout, and we have moved higher. I think if the S&P continues with this bullish state, Boeing's going to head higher to fill this gap up here, and we could easily go up to 415 or higher. Again, I don't really have a trade. I just like to go over GE and Boeing every time just to kind of review for myself and you guys if anyone's interested.
I think we talked last time, last report, we had suggested that gap up top looked like a really interesting area.
Yep. And it's gone up since then. So when we talked last time, I think it was 28th. So that would be here. Yeah. So from 375 to now 395. So it's up $20.
And it might be actually interesting to look at TRISOFs on that gap fill. Yeah, we'll probably keep an eye out that down the road.
Yeah, definitely something to look into. I'm not gonna do it now because I think I'm running long already on the stock market, and I just want to get through it and get to crypto.
Okay.
So quickly, currencies. I always do. You know, we got rid of the Aussie dollar because it never really did that much, but the Chinese yuan and the Thai baht are always interesting. So Thai baht after the election is still it's bearish. I know this chart looks bullish, but it's actually bearish for the Thai baht, bullish US dollar. I think we're being held down by the Keltner channel a bit here, which again I will find a video that I really like to post in the library. We're gonna be posting them here. There is a Tom DeMark. I'm sure you guys are familiar with how I use the Tom DeMark. Like on the SPY, we've got to see how we have the 9 here, and we paused, and we've only recently gone a little bit higher, but that took over 2 weeks. Sjorn actually suggested this video. He said it's one of his favorite Tom DeMark videos, and I started trading using the Tom DeMark because of backtesting that Sjorn did on the Tom DeMark and seeing other people use it. I think it was Sjorn's backtest. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But it happens. It hits 8s and 9s enough and things seem to stop that I like to include it in my trading plan. So the video's in the library under third-party instructional videos. If you want to check it out, it's not too long. Okay, back to currencies really quick. Oh, what's happening here? Okay. So no, I know Tony Vase uses it, yeah, but I use a couple more things I think than Tony Vase. But I've only watched him 2 times, so maybe he has new tools in his toolbox now. Okay, so Thai baht, it is still bearish to me. I'm hoping that we can break above this and head higher, maybe to like 33 area. But we'll see. I don't have a trade here. I'm just, I'd be okay if it sits here too. The Chinese yuan looks really strong here versus the US dollar. I wouldn't be surprised to see it break out higher and maybe touch this resistance area, which lines up with the Keltner channel. And then for the Japanese yen,
that means stronger US dollar, weaker Chinese yuan.
Yes, sorry. I'm confusing myself. Yes, I should maybe I should do the charts in reverse. I don't know. Like do Chinese yuan, US dollar.
It is what it is. So, and if anything, does that play? I mean, when we talk about the Chinese yuan and Trump and all his trade war stuff going on right now, I wonder if this is being used as a tool in that negotiation process. It was
I'm sure it most certainly is.
Yeah, it was really cool. Jamie, who of course came on Monday and did an awesome fundamental analysis presentation. He mentioned there was somebody who tried to explain on Twitter, like you could really do that, but tried to explain on Twitter the way that the Chinese currency, basically it's schizophrenic, right? There's 2 different currencies. And the Chinese, they're notorious for this. And Jamie, if you're watching this later on, really good. I thought I bookmarked the darn chart, but I don't see that. Maybe I have to. Is it under likes or something like that? I know I did like it. Yeah, here it is. So Jamie actually, there's Thomas. There's I think that's Jamie. Yeah, right there. Really interesting breakdown this Adam Townsend did. If you want to try and understand the logic behind the Chinese currency, good luck. But in essence, they live this funny schizophrenic life. But I like now Julian making a comment on the Chinese yuan, and I got to agree with you. That RSI study looks like it wants. Price wants to move up here. So we might find, though, just be aware of this, that they come out with some crazy ass deal and this Chinese currency moves all over the point, all over the board. So if you want to try and understand the inner workings of the Chinese currency, I just posted that tweet in the lounge, and it helps understand it, but man, it's confusing. But I think your general message here is Thai bahts looking weaker versus the U.S. dollar, and the Chinese yuan's looking weaker versus the U.S. dollar. So there seems to be some correlation there, right?
And the yen too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So actually,
there's
really good. Sorry.
It's just in general, I think there's just U.S. dollar strength.
And actually, I have heard people, like sort of, higher ups, in sort of Wall Street saying, hold on to your U.S. dollars. You keep buying U.S. dollars. And, I've made that argument through this whole, if the stock market goes and breaks to new highs, the Fed's going to come right back out and say, see, I told you we had to raise rates, right? And they're going to go back to raising rate kind of talk.
Yeah, totally.
That supports this kind of thesis as well. So,
yeah.
All right. Sorry. Back on.
Okay. Can we move to crypto? Do we need to sing the crypto song?
I don't know.
Do we
Alex,
still do that?
You got the acapella go handy?
Sure.
Oh, sure.
And here we go. I gotta turn it up.
Wait, I better not switch to it.
No, they delete the messages. Oh, what the? I think I lost it, sir. Yeah.
We could put that acapella one in the library. I just have Jamie. Do we want to listen to Jamie today?
Sure.
All right. Where's Jamie? Good old Jamie. Actually, why don't we listen to the El Camino? All right. Here's our lead-in for crypto today. Mariachi band. Oh, come on. All right, we got to listen to the whole damn thing. Oh, too much music. I think Shane actually gave me one without this part. Come on, let's go. Come on. Here we go. All right, there you go, Julian. Merry Christmas.
Okay, well, without further ado. Oh, my Bitcoin chart. Oh, I had it so nicely. I don't know what happened. It was so nicely prepared. Oh, now I have to. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Oh no, it's a sell now. Fuck Jordan.
Okay.
What number is that up top there? That's a 9, isn't it?
That is a 9. Everyone go watch that tutorial video. Go watch it. It's right here. Right here. Trading the 9s. Tom DeMark. It works. I swear.
There you go. Damn straight. And I mean, everybody should understand that, in the education program, I teach concepts that I personally trade. That doesn't mean, and I tell everybody in this school program, there are a million ways to fucking trade the market. There's a million different ways to skin this cat. So I'm not going to try and teach something that I don't really know. But does that mean there aren't other ways to trade the market and tools to use? No, of course not. There's tons and tons of tools out there. So, this DeMark system, I think, is valuable. I don't happen to use it. So I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass and try and explain it when I don't know how it works. But I see that both Sjord and Julian love this tool. And, if it works, awesome. Run with the ball. So, all right. So anyway, shut up, Brian. Back on mute. I Bitcoin. Go ahead.
Okay. So last time I was on, I said, I thought it was still in a bullish uptrend, but unfortunately I had no trade. 2 days after that, so I was on, again, let's check the date. I was on the 28th. 2 days after that, we had confirmation of an RSI breakout. I admit it was the weekend and I actually kind of took off. I mean, I'm sure some of you who submitted support tickets know that took me, I didn't start answering until around April 1st. And And I saw this whole breakout, and it doesn't surprise me that we kind of took off here, because we had this downtrend line here, and then we broke out on the, you could say you got confirmation on the 30th, and then it took another 2 days, which just, it's surprising to me that it would take that long, 2 or 3 days, and then we just boom, blast off, and we moved up. Good old Bitcoin, we moved up almost 1,000 points, $1,000 in that time. So anyway, I'm sure Brian's talked, I know this has been talked about ad nauseum this week, probably. The only thing I really want to add is that I feel we have hit a 9, so there's going to be a pause here. And I'm sure, other people have said this, but I expect a retracement. Either we have 2 levels here. We could retrace to here, or we could retrace to here on the RSI. Both are still bullish things. It's not a bad thing to have a retracement. It's actually, I think it's very healthy. So the first retracement level I would look for would be around this. Where would it be? It would be around. Don't quote me on this, but I would need to draw fibs to see. Let me do that really quick. Brian, did you talk about the retracement, like where you think it will retrace to?
I had actually put out a tweet this morning that off the hourly charts, I was kind of worried because, I think Kevin Kavarkanator actually had a short setup fire on Litecoin earlier today. That's actually
on the hourly. Yeah, on the hourly, totally. Yeah, I'm talking higher time frames for like people who are holding and stuff.
Totally. And I had sort of, put a tweet out saying, gee whiz, people, this is looking a little bit heavy now. And some guy's like, well, what the fuck are you talking about? And so I replied back to that guy on Twitter about how when I look at the Bitcoin breakout, interestingly enough, like I'm a big fan, of course, Mr. Gann and 50% rules. And notice that the 50% rule of this entire move, because basically that was a perfect parking garage target tag up top there, the 50%.
You got around 40, 42, right?
Yeah, interestingly enough,
that's what I've got.
It takes us right back. Like this was a massively significant trendline confluence breakout level here. And I got a sneaky suspicion that we have to come back down. And then, of course, everybody in the school program knows about good old Wyckoff. Really, if we came back down to the 50% level and checked the original breakout level here, that would actually be very normal. And maybe we come right back to this trend line. And if we're really lucky, we put in a nice W here and we continue on our way. And of course, everybody should look at that and go, gee whiz, that looks like a bullish bot that might set up. So, I suppose in the, the very near term, we should all be expecting good old Ray barbecue level, just as sort of a, is this actually a bear? Is this actually a bull trend? And we're heading higher. We'll actually know that on the 38.2 test, 44.95. We'll call it $4,500. But I would actually make the argument that everything that I see here totally suggests that we have to go back down and test this level here. And if this is actually a bull, Wyckoff, all that kind of talk, then this level here will hold on the test. So that's sort of what I've been sort of suggesting to the public is, for heaven's sakes, don't chase. And, especially when we get up into parking garage levels, nobody has any business being a buyer in a parking garage. That's like crazy. And at the very least, we have to let this settle down. And it's interesting, off of your lower time frames, you're actually starting to get, your 9s and stuff like that. I had posted out hourly charts on Bitcoin yesterday suggesting that we were starting to actually get bear divergences. And that's sort of the first tell to me that this bull run is running out of steam, or is when we get these divergences start coming in here. So put it all together, I think, especially your Tom DeMark number 9 there, I don't think it should shock anybody that we have to pause. I like that comment. I think that makes sense. And when you use your RSI tool, does overbought or oversold readings mean anything to you?
Yes. If we get like above an 80, I mean, this is a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
You
so
don't
that
often
RSI,
get. I mean, the last time we were this over. Let's see what happened. The last time it was like this, we were up here.
yeah.
And what happened? We had this big move, and then we retraced, and we actually went higher afterwards, but we put in a divergence.
Well, that's even scarier, right? So just the point
Yeah.
that your RSI reading is overbought should, everybody on the site should say, okay, Tom DeMark's giving us a number 9. RSI is actually technically overbought. Again, I like that comment. At the very least, we should be looking for pause here. And you
Yeah.
can
So
see,
I mean, what I see, just to throw in a little baby powder on what you're talking about. What I see is we've got two levels here. So we've got this one mini RSI div, and I see us coming down between 4,700 and 4,500. So between that level, and then if we break through this RSI support, we're gonna probably head down here to this next support level, which will be the 4,200, like you talked about. So we've got two levels to work with here.
yeah, probably
That's
that
kind of my thinking.
The first one probably will line up with 38.2 really nicely. That wouldn't surprise me. So
38.2. Do I have mine? Is mine
I think
backwards?
you got your
Yeah.
fibs backwards.
I never use fibs. I never use fibs. Sorry, guys. But
Right.
in this case, it seemed appropriate. Yeah, 38.2.
3,500 area. And notice, look at that fast moving average. You can see that it's sort of going to be climbing up into that area. Is that like a 13 EMA? I'm not quite sure, but you got moving
This one
average.
right here is, yeah.
Yeah, so you got moving average support and your 38.2s, like I just pointed out there a moment ago.
Yep.
I'm not necessarily thinking short. If anything, what I'm asking for here now, me personally looking at this, is can we get some consolidation after this big move up?
Yeah, that's what I'd want to see. Consolidation, and then, yeah, exactly. Consolidation so we can buy a little bit more and get ready for the big bull run. Hopefully,
Well,
big
if
bull
we
run.
can pull it out here, like show me 3 higher lows, right? Give me nice W's and stuff, all that kind of stuff. Then maybe we got new bots. But this is going to take some time to develop, I think.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
But
okay.
it was a good week for Bitcoin longs, all in all. I'm going to jump into Litecoin. I don't usually talk about individual coins, but Litecoin was pretty exciting this week. I'm sure a lot of people had their eye on Litecoin. Me personally, I got to give myself a little bit of a pat on the back because I don't normally trade individual coins, but I think somebody posted something I don't even remember. Somebody posted something in the lounge a while ago, and I was like, I'm going to buy a lot of Litecoin, and I put. I put about 5% in. I think I did as much as I could, the whole 5% into Litecoin at $30. It was around 31.25. And I had a sell on 60 for half of it, but I didn't sell it. I decided to hold it because I liked what I was seeing. I'm showing the 4-hour, but I liked what I was seeing on the daily. So I'm sorry I didn't sell it. I'm still holding.
It's your plan, it's your money, but all I'm just gonna say.
This isn't a little old lady strategy that I'm playing. It's definitely not.
All right, long and short
So I'll
of
be
it,
very clear about that.
in your favor. So way to go.
Yeah.
And for the record, I'm gonna simply say, last fall I suggested to everybody use Litecoin to pay for your trip to Vancouver this summer. So hopefully,
Maybe that's why I bought it. I can't even remember why.
it was serendipitous. So anybody who actually followed that advice, they should have lots of money to buy plane tickets to Vancouver this year.
Oh,
Anyway,
man, too funny.
here, please.
All right, so Litecoin's still bullish to me. We're getting the pullback a little bit faster than, well, we're looking at a 4-hour, so that's why it looks faster. So I want to see what happens at this level here. If we break down, we could go down a decent amount. I don't really see, there's not much support at all here. So I don't have, again, I don't have a trade. If it comes up, maybe you actually have a possible shorting opportunity. I don't know if I would even, you know what? No, I take that back. I don't like any idea of, I mean, the only thing you could do is, no, I can't recommend it. It's not good trading advice. There's like a way you could kind of fudge something, but I'm not going to suggest it at all. I think we could retrace a little bit more and bounce. That's a potential to that could happen. And then we could do something like this.
I saw Markinator. He actually posted a bearish bot set up on Litecoin this morning, which I thought was so cool.
On what time frame?
Yeah, well, you're talking away. I'll see if I can replicate that. But go ahead.
Well, I like this like little ABCD, possibly almost up to this 50% level, and this fib is drawn on like almost the bottom of Litecoin. Wait a second. Yeah, it's almost the bottom here. Let me check my. Oh wait, this is the 50% here. This is a different 50%, but I think this is an important level, and I like that the ABCD goes up to around the 100 area. So it's potential. It's just an idea. I'm not taking the trade. Like I said, I'm already in Litecoin and I'm well in profit. So I'm just kind of sitting to see what happens next. If I wasn't already in this, I don't think I would buy it here.
This fucking thing all the way right back down to the bottom. That'll piss me off if I hear that you just left all that money on the table.
Well, hold on. I bought at 30. So if we even break down, the lowest we're going to go is like 60. So I'm still at a double.
Oh, no. Now, oh man, you're just slip that noose right around your neck, dude. Maybe Charlie comes out and he says,
right.
You know what?
I think we learned a lesson today, everyone. Julian should not talk about his actual trades. I shouldn't talk about my actual trades.
I want you to talk about your actual trades. You need to be a mentor for these people. And if it's one thing I've learned is that, you know, when the market affords you the opportunity to pay yourself, it's a good idea to pay yourself. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. Please continue.
Yeah. Stochastic RSI doesn't look so great. The MACD is starting to looks like it wants to cross. We'll see what happens. It's developing. If I look at the daily really quick, let's just take a quick look at it. I like what I see. We had a nice breakout here of the downtrend. I like what I see, but you know, we could easily retrace again down here. So we'll see what happens. I like actually what the stochastic RSI looks like on the daily. It doesn't look nearly as bearish as the 4-hour. I can see how the 4-hour and the 1-hour look bearish, but the daily still looks pretty good. I wouldn't have any complaints here. I would expect a retracement and then possibly a move higher. We'll see what happens. Okay, so that's my take on Litecoin. And right, let's look at
before we move on from Litecoin. This is basically, and this is off of Phoenix, you know, OKCoin, whatever, they're going to be different. But this is the bot setup that Kevin was posting in the lounge. We got 1 high, 2 highs, 3 highs. You can see the market structure. In fact, you know, I got to say this is actually a pretty good looking trade. Right off of the failure here, you know, Thomas, he would be like hunting those candle body levels. Your signal actually came in last hour, but you can see, wow, we just finished the top of the hour. Wow, that was a nasty close there. So I think this is a 1-hour chart, remember. The bearish bot here is actually working as far as I'm concerned. The move stop to scratch on this setup is at 79 and change with an ultimate target of 69 and change going forward. So I think everybody should be just cognizant of the fact that this hourly setup is working. And you can see actually we might even, on a break of this tails low, 83.5610, 83.5210. So the market just confirmed that again. So, you know, this to me, and this is why I put that tweet out there a little while ago, you know, an hour or two ago when Kevin posted that. I was like, holy shit, man, this looks heavy. So be careful here, people, please. Be careful. Now, you know, as Julian's sort of pointing out, off the higher time frames, he might look at this and say, well, actually, they're just backing it up into a higher time frame buying window. That's totally possible because keep in mind, this thing's gone absolutely nuts here. Could we easily get, kind of like Bitcoin, what I was saying there earlier, Wyckoff, we actually should expect a test of this breakout, right? That would just be classic Wyckoff. And that's all the way down at $64. So I don't know whether we have to dip all the way down there, but you can see there's botters. That would be their sort of short-term price objective right now. So just be aware of that, okay, people? All right, I've said my piece. All right, you've got, is that the altcoin index you're on your screen now?
Yes.
Okay.
And it does not look pretty.
Heavy too, eh? Jesus.
Yeah, the RSI finally broke down. So this is on a daily time frame. We've got MACD. I don't like how this looks. This, it's not a big confirmation yet, but this broke through right here today. This broke down, confirmed 2 days ago. Stochastic RSI is bearish. Everything's kind of bearish. Which makes sense considering how much Bitcoin went up, considering this moves inversely to Bitcoin. I don't know. It finally broke down. We never got that big rally. I mean, it was nice here when this one happened.
Well, I think people were banging
January.
A lot of doubles. So you can't say there was a really nice seasonal rally there. I mean, people made some pretty good money.
Okay. Good.
And do these things go in a straight line forever? No. So could we have to do some cleaning up? I'd be curious if this index is denominated in Bitcoins or denominated in dollars.
Bitcoins.
Yeah. Okay, so relative to Bitcoin, Bitcoin clearly has caught a bid here and is in the spotlight. The alts relative to Bitcoin, yeah, I think it makes perfect sense. And in fact, one of these screens, I follow the various different. Here we are. These here, your indexes, same sort of thing. M's are usually not so good for price, and I see both of these breaking down. Interesting how if we take out the big caps from that altcoin index, though, it doesn't look nearly as nasty. So actually, it might be interesting to see what's actually inside your index. Is it any one particular, do you got BCH in there? What the heck is that crazy thing doing?
Hold on.
And Alex is saying that the ETH BTC chart looks nearly the same. So
yeah, I think that indicator is very ETH heavy. So
okay, yeah, that makes sense because ETH never performed like the other guys, eh?
Yeah,
well, I've got
it's
XRP and LTC. I have LTC too.
It's all good. I'm just throwing stuff out there. It's all good. You're doing a great job. Please continue. Long and short of it here, this is looking pretty heavy.
Yeah. So alts, at least the ones that I include in my index look heavy when you combine them all together. And they do have equal weighting. There's not like some different type of weighting as far as I know. So I don't see how ETH.
They're weighted based on their market cap, right? So.
Probably.
It should be weighted based on their market cap. So Ethereum has a pretty large market cap as well.
But doesn't XRP have a pretty decent? I mean, we can get market cap.
Sure, but XRP didn't break out as well, so.
Yeah, of course, in fact, I think XRP just put in a big old nasty M, didn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, so, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, look at XRP. XRP just, holy shit, this looks like a train wreck, right?
Yeah.
So that, it's this kind of stuff that's affecting your index, no doubt about it. So, but it's all good. I mean, this is excellent information, dude. I mean, not being critical at all, just sort of adding to the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
well, that's all I got then. Bullish Bitcoin, bullish Litecoin, sort of bearish on other altcoins like ETH and XRP.
Yeah, and
I'd have to look at them more closely.
You know, like on my screen, I've got the XRP on here, right? And the one guy in the crypto universe that's going to be happy is that Peter Brandt guy. He's just been so negative on this thing forever, right? Woo! ABR. Okay, well, I got to go and look at what ABR is. I just got an alert. Okay, I'm done. Bye, guys. Anyway, so I think that makes sense. Your index there is looking a bit heavy. And if anything, probably draw reload zones off of that original low. And, my hunch is if you actually drew like a horizontal line off of the original W bottom that was put in there back in December on your little index, my hunch is they're probably going to go after that level.
Yeah.
So, if anything, this is a really good testament to not to be too concentrated in any one particular asset. Just to have a nice balanced look. So
yeah.
Okay, put your bids right in above Brian. Oh, thanks, Rob. All right, it is the top of the hour, so I think. What do you think, Alex? Did we give these people some good value today?
Yes, sir. Like every Thursday, I think you guys did an awesome job.
Excellent. And I do like the change of pace of having Julian's perspective. I think it's very unique. I think it's refreshing. And it just goes to show that there's a million different ways to analyze the market, a million different ways to skin the cat. I think at the end of the day, try and have those 3 unrelated reasons to consider risking your hard-earned money in the marketplace. Super, super valuable information. Julian's giving to us, and these are very different reasons to consider taking trade. Doesn't mean they're right or wrong. It just simply is the way that Julian likes to look at the market, and I like that as sort of a fresh perspective. Okay, thank you very much for the baby powder report. Is anything in closing you want to say to the good people?
Nope. I will think of a closing catchphrase for next time.
Okay, sounds good. All right, Colleen's giving you the thumbs up. So I think we're good to go. Looks like you're getting lots of positive feedback from the YouTube audience and the people here in the Hangout Lounge. So why don't we call it a day at that? I'll see everybody, of course, bright and early tomorrow morning for our Friday show. And other than that, I think the only thing left to say is bye for now.